So because I can work from anywhere as long as I have a laptop and Wi-Fi, since I bought my pod, I have been travelling and working almost full time from it. So here is my standard day. My alarm goes off at 6:30 a.m. and I wanted to get a video of my dog still asleep, but as soon as he knows that I'm awake, he jumps to the end of the bed, just raring to go and start the day. Now this is Winston, also nicknamed Wiggles. So the first job of the day is to wander around the campsite in my PJs so my dog can go to the toilet. I know this is very glamorous, but it's got to be done. First up, he's got to find the right tree. This one will do perfectly. And after number ones come number twos. We then head back to the pod for breakfast. So I feed Winston his biscuits in the grass, and this is just nature's snuffle mat, so it allows him to sniff out his treats and just work a little bit more for them. If you're not quite sure what a snuffle mat is, just look for them on Amazon. After his breakfast, it's then time for my breakfast. I like to sit on the bed. Today I've got muesli with a chopped apple and a cup of green tea, and I like to sit there and look out of the window. And because we're always moving to different campsites, the view I see is always different. Now after breakfast, Winston goes back to sleep. He likes to have some late morning snoozes, and then I head off to the facilities so I can use the bathroom and also get myself ready for the day. So I'll wash my face, I'll brush my teeth, do my hair. Because I'm videoing today, I actually French braided my hair. I don't usually do this, but you know, special occasion and all that. And then I head back to the pod and we get ready for today's adventure. So for the first half of the day, I like to make sure that we do something fun and that we actually get to experience the area that we are staying in. Today we are going on a hike, and I usually like to leave somewhere between 8:30 and 9:30 in the morning. Now sometimes we'll go in the car and we'll go to a destination, but today we're hiking from the campsite. We're in a village called Holt Whistle, and there's actually lots of walks that we can do without even having to get in the car. Now again, because we are always moving location and we're always in different parts of the country, this means that we very rarely do the same walk twice. We're always following different trails, different tracks, and we're always trying to see different things. Now this just makes this part of the day really fun, and it means that we're not doing the same thing twice. So I'm not living the same day on repeat. Every day has a new adventure at the beginning of it. So on this one, I came out to look at this bridge here and to let Winston have a little paddle in the river. But then as we came out of the woods, I noticed this big bridge here, which was a bit of a shock, but a fun thing to find. To show you how big it is, here's a Winston to give you some scale and some perspective. Now when I looked on the map, it showed that the top of this bridge was actually a cycle track, and I think it was a disused railway. So we decided to go and explore it. So to get to the top, I found this trail and we hiked up the side of the bridge. And it was well worth the effort, because here's the views from the top. There's that bridge and the place that we were stood down in just a moment ago. I put Winston on a lead just in case he decided to hop the wall. And here's the views from the other side. Views never look the same on camera. It looks so much better in real life. But anyway, now it's time to head back home. Now of course that was just today, but in the past we've done other adventures in the morning, and here's a few of them. So when we were in the Lake District, we spent the morning paddleboarding, and here we are on Lake Windermere. When we were in the Peak District, we climbed Crome Hill, and the views were just spectacular, even on a very windy day. I've also completely lost count of how many waterfalls we have chased down. This is us here at Eggleston Abbey. Winston rather enjoying himself. But we have seen various other ruins of abbeys, castles and other historical sites. In fact, we're off to see Hadrian's Wall later this week. And let's not forget the Malvern Hills, which were just spectacular 360-degree views for the majority of the walk. That was a great way to start the day. But now back to today. So we've finished our morning adventure and we're heading back to the campsite. Now I like to get back to the pod somewhere between 11:30 and 1 p.m, meaning that our morning adventures can be anywhere from 3 to 5 hours. And then it's Winston's favourite time when we get back, which is where he gets to pick his own treat. So I have this little box of dead animal parts, and he can choose things from chicken feet, pig's tails, duck necks, dehydrated liver, beef trachea, etc. And that's his lunchtime treat. It's then my job to turn the bedroom into a living room. So I put all the sofas back and I put blankets over all of them to try and help keep them clean, because Winston's going to be jumping on them and sleeping on them. I also give them all a little spray with Zoflora disinfectant mist, again just to keep everything clean and smelling fresh. It's then time for my lunch, where I'm having some red pepper and bean chili, some rice, and then I'm also bulking out with some extra black-eyed beans as well. So all I do is I just whack it all in a pan, and then I give it a good stir and heat it up. Oh, and I've also got half a tin of rice pudding that I had left over from yesterday. Now I eat my lunch straight from the pan, just so I don't dirty any more dishes. I catch up on my phone and what work I've got to do that day. I then give everything a wash and a clean down, and I put the kettle on for my first cup of tea with a chocolate biscuit. We're now into the second half of the day, where my focus goes from adventurising to working. So Winston will sleep and look out of the front window, and I will work into the evening. At about 6 o'clock I'll stop to have some tea. So here I've got a tuna and bulgur wheat salad, and I'm also going to bulk it out with some green lentils. I admit it doesn't look very appetizing, but it is tasty and it is nutritious. And I've also got half a tin of fruit for dessert. Now after I've ate everything, I wash it up, dry it and put it away. So one thing you need to be on top of in a small caravan, everything has to go back into its place. It's then Winston's favourite time of the day, which is when he gets fed. Now So after all of that is done, it's time for my last cup of tea of the day, and this one I'm having with a couple of biscuits. Now at this point in the day, I usually like to read for the rest of the evening, but on this occasion I have a lot more work to do, so I'm going to continue working whilst my dog continues sleeping. Then about 8:30, 9 o'clock, it's time for me to go and get a shower. Now for those that stay on campsites, I highly recommend having a shower in the evening rather than in the morning. You're going to have the whole bathroom to yourself, and more than likely you're also going to have better water pressure. After my shower, I head back to the pod to see how Winston was getting on, and I usually just find him still asleep on the sofa, very content. It's now about 10 o'clock and it's time to turn the living room back into a bedroom. So again, put all the cushions down and cover everything in blankets because of this little fella here. And now it's time for late night wheeze and late night poos. So off we go to wander the campsite once again. I then get my duvet out, again I cover it in blankets, and then Winston gets in and he's all ready for bed. Now this is us here, so this bit is my legs and this mound here is Winston. He likes to sleep under the duvet, so if I lift it up here, this is his bottom and he's curled up in a little ball. So I just leave him there, all cozy. He helps to keep me warm. I then head off to sleep and try and think about what adventure we're going to have the next day. Thank you very much for watching my video and look forward to seeing you on the next one.